Hello, lovely students, and welcome back to English with Lucy. Do you think you're good at grammar? We're going to find out today if you can answer these 10 grammar questions, each featuring a different English grammar rule. Your English is amazing. And if you speak English as a first language and you're watching this video thinking, I'll definitely get 10 out of 10, don't be so sure. Some English learners might get a better score than you. Before we begin, I want to remind you that, as always, I've made a PDF to go with this video and you can download it for free. I go into much more detail on the explanation of each grammar point, and I've created some interactive activities so that you can practice what you've learnt and memorize it for life. If you would like to download the PDF, all you have to do is click the link in the description box or follow this link here or scan that QR code. That's a new thing. Then you enter your name and your email address. You sign up for my mailing list and the PDF will arrive directly in your inbox. After that, you've joined my free PDF club. You'll automatically receive my weekly PDFs alongside my news, course updates and offers. It's a free service and you can unsubscribe at any time with just one click. Okay, let's start with number 1. Which word is missing from this sentence? Molly to resign. Who'd replace her? Have a little think. I'll give you 5 seconds. The answer is were. Were Molly to resign? Who'd replace her? This is an inverted conditional. In second conditional sentences, we can remove if and use the structure were plus subject plus to infinitive. And this makes the sentence more formal. I really like the way inverted conditionals sound. There are other ways to write this. I've included them in the PDF. Okay, question 2. Where is the mistake in this sentence? Tim or myself will lead the meeting today. I'll give you 5 seconds. The answer is myself. This is a very common mistake. You will come across native speakers making this mistake. My husband does it sometimes. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is for me? I'm just kidding. He could say would've and could've and I'd still love him. The correct version would be Tim or I will lead the meeting today. Remember, we use reflexive pronouns like myself as the object of a sentence when the subject and the object refer to the same person or thing. That's the key. In our example sentence, we need a subject pronoun, I. This is such a common mistake among English speakers that it might even become correct in the future. Let's look at question 3. Join these sentences together using the words not only and but. Sentence 1, he didn't only wear mismatched socks. Sentence 2, he also forgot to brush his teeth. I'll give you 5 seconds. The answer is not only did he wear mismatched socks, but he also forgot to brush his teeth. Did you get that? That's an inversion with a negative adverbial. We put the adverbial at the beginning and switch the normal order of the subject and auxiliary verb. Following not only with but also is very common. More information on that in the PDF. Here's question 4. Choose the correct verb to fill the gap. The crowd getting restless. Should it be is or are? The crowd is, the crowd are. I'll give you some thinking time. The answer is both in British English. Crowd is a collective noun and collective nouns refer to a group of people or things as one. In British English, we often treat collective nouns as singular or plural. So in our example sentence, is and are both work. In American English, people generally treat collective nouns as singular, so they would be more likely to use is in our sentence. Okay, question 5. Choose lay or lie to complete the sentences. Sentence 1. Every evening I like to in my hammock and look at the stars. 2. Please the dress on the bed. I'll give you 5 seconds. The answers? Every evening I like to lie in my hammock and look at the stars. Please lay the dress on the bed. Did you get that one? Lay and lie are tricky for everyone, including me. I have to think about it sometimes. Lay means to put something in a flat position, often gently. It should be followed by an object, which in our example sentence was the dress. Lie means to be in or get yourself into a flat position. It doesn't need an object. Okay, we're halfway through the lesson. How many of the questions have you got right so far? Is anyone sporting a 5 out of 5? Let's see what happens with question 6. How would you complete this sentence? It was historic day for the country. Is it a or an? Okay, the answer, and some people are going to have something to say about this. Both are fine. Let me explain. You've probably been taught the rule to use a before consonant sounds and an before vowel sounds. Historic starts with the consonant sound h, and yes, people usually say a historic, but quite a lot of people say an historic. You can choose which is easier for you to say based on your own pronunciation, particularly if you have an accent that tends to drop the H. An historic, certain accents do drop the h sound at the beginning of words. Then it would make a lot of sense to say an historic. In writing, I would go for a historic. Okay, let's look at question 7. Which sentence is correct? The first, to whom does this jacket belong? Or the second, who does this jacket belong to? I'll give you 5 seconds. Both are fine. Again, sorry, I'm really playing with you here. Technically, the first sentence is more correct. When we have a preposition like to, we should use whom in a relative clause, and these words should go at the beginning of the clause. But this is very formal, and you won't hear it used very often in modern spoken English, or written English really. It's much more common to say, who does this jacket belong to? All right, question 8. Which word can you add to show that this is a habit? Our neighbour play heavy metal all night long. This is a toughie. Have 5 seconds. The answer is will. Our neighbour will play heavy metal all night long. Yeah, will doesn't just refer to the future. We can use it to talk about habits, either a general habit, or if you emphasize will, it can be an annoying habit. Our neighbour will play heavy metal all night long. Okay, question 9. Which sentence is correct? Number 1, it took me a long time to get the flu over. Or number 2, it took me a long time to get over the flu. Have your seconds. The second sentence, to get over in the sense of to recover from an illness, is a non-separable phrasal verb, meaning you can't put the object, the flu, between the verb and the particle. So you get over something. Okay, we're on to number 10, our final question. Which of these sentences is punctuated correctly? Look at the final comma. Number 1, at the fair, comma, I ate a toffee apple, comma, brandy snap and candy floss. Or number 2, at the fair, comma, I ate a toffee apple, comma, brandy snap, comma, and candy floss. Have 5 seconds. The answer is both. Yep, both answers are correct again. The comma after brandy snap is one of the most controversial punctuation marks in English. The drama. It's called the Oxford comma. In American English, people often use a comma before the final and in a list. In British English, at least between short items, people usually don't. You can choose whether you use the Oxford comma or not. Just be consistent with it. Okay, so how many of those grammar rules did you know? Let me know your score out of 10 in the comments. If you answered all of those questions correctly, well done, your English is truly amazing. Don't forget that we go into loads more detail in the free PDF that goes with this video. You also get some interactive activities, and if you're really interested in mastering the advanced level of English, I really think you might like my Beautiful British English C1 program. We go into so much depth in this program. We focus on the nuances and intricacies of English to train you to speak beautifully, fluently. It's a fantastic program. It features pronunciation lessons, conversation lessons. The listening and reading is delivered to you in an interactive story. You get access to our private course community. You can contact my expert team of teachers. Look at the amazing experiences that some of my C1 program graduates have had. I'm incredibly proud of them. They've done very well. If you're interested in learning more, visit englishwithlucy.com. I will see you soon for another lesson. Mwah.